In the last tutorial, I promised to show you everything about DIALux to AutoCAD exportation. And here I am. Let's get into it. If you're done with your project, the lighting is perfect, everything is okay, now you need to export your project to AutoCAD. So it happens here. Export, and then you go to the third vertical tab here, and then here's where the magic happens. If you are new to the channel and my videos help you, please let me know by subscribing and hit that bell button for you not to miss any video. And if you have questions or I don't know, remarks or something to tell me, please tell me in the comments down below and I will answer you. Well, here is it. Inside layer we have this, and these are the elements that are gonna be exported to our AutoCAD. If we go ahead and export to new file, it's gonna be exported to an AutoCAD file here. The version is 2018, but we will change that after, and the units are gonna be meters, etc. But we can go ahead and change that too. But first, I wanted to tell you that it's not exactly the same if we have buildings. True buildings, not these fake buildings here. Buildings with rooms, etc. But I think if you are able, if you understand how this works, you are gonna be more than able to make a good export with, true buildings. So we have site, and the checked elements here are the ones that are gonna be exported. Site contours, if we uncheck them, they disappear here. Look, if we check them and the site comes back, if we look at the luminaires, if we uncheck them, then they're gonna disappear. No, the poles here didn't disappear because they don't belong to the luminaire. We created them ourselves. Look, they came back. And we have the luminaire list. It doesn't have there's no problem if we uncheck that because we cannot see the luminaire list, but we will see it in the AutoCAD file. And then we have the reference files. The reference files are the lines that we have drawn to know where to put exactly our luminaires. If we go back here to light, we have the reference lines here. We have them in light, we have them in calculation here, and we also have them in calculation and objects here. It's the same tab in these different parts. Let's go back to export. Then we have the reference lines. We cannot see them now, I guess. Let's go and if we go to the 2D view, I don't know if we can see them or not, but yes, we can see them here. They are blue, but the color here is red. You can go ahead and change it if maybe you want to make it blue or something, I don't know, but I will just leave it like red, like this. And then you have the objects. The objects is these poles and the trees, the benches, etc. So let's go and make them disappear. If we uncheck them, that means that they are not gonna appear in the AutoCAD file, but let's, show them like this. And then we have the calculation surfaces and points. We have the 3 calculation surfaces here, the 3 ones. Let's go and hide them. They just disappear like that. And then we have the result table. It's the same as the luminaire list. It's only gonna appear in the AutoCAD file. And then we have the ISO lines, and we have some sub choices here. Same here, I will talk about that. And then we have the value charts, and then that's it. And here for luminaires it says, in the beginning it was here, it says 1 layer for all luminaires. That means that in the AutoCAD file there will be a layer for all the luminaires. But the luminaires here we have 2 kind of luminaires. the luminaire for this main street and this for this road here, they are the same, and then these luminaires for this path, they are different. So I think it's better to just go and say one layer per product type, and then you have one layer per arrangement. It depends. Sometimes I can choose this one, but in general this is my favorite one. And then the luminaire list, in the documentation you already have a luminaire list, but you can add it. It's not a big deal. If you don't like it or something, you can just delete it in the AutoCAD file. And always you can go and change the color for every layer here, and these colors are the same that these elements are going to have in your AutoCAD file. So I will go and change it maybe to orange like this, and the luminaire list I will make it something like that, maybe this color here, and then reference lines, okay, and then objects, calculation surfaces and points, results, and then we have here ISO lines. You can choose one layer per calculated value or one layer for every individual result. You can choose the one you want, but in general I don't export that. But for now I will export everything just for you to know which is which. So it says here value charts, one layer per calculated value. So I will just go ahead and now all of them are checked. I will go ahead and export them to AutoCAD, the version 2018. In general, I would say that it's better to choose maybe 2010 or maybe 2013. I think it's better because not everybody has, the recent AutoCAD versions. So it's better to go maybe, I think, but it depends if you know that your client maybe has 2018, so go ahead and choose 2018. But in general, I choose 2010, so I'm comfortable. There's not anybody who's going to be like, it's not working, I need to export it once more, etc. So I'll go and export it to 2018 because I have 2021, and I go and say that the units are meters. We have set that in the beginning before we have imported the AutoCAD file here. It was meters, but if you want to change it here, you can go ahead and choose your unit. So it's okay now. I can export it to a new file as well as I can export it to an existing file. But first I will just go and export it to a new file. DIALux to AutoCAD, and then boom. It's gonna take some time because the objects here are a little bit heavy, but anyways, I'm gonna wait and then I will come back when it's done. The AutoCAD file is exported, and here is it. Here's how it looks. We have in here it says the side contours, it's red, and in AutoCAD it's red too. The same color. And here it says the luminaires, and the luminaires are there. Look at them, they are orange. And the same thing, we have the luminaire list. Here is the luminaire list. It has exactly the same color as we have here in DIALux. Reference lines. Here are the reference lines we have drawn to place these benches and to place the luminaires. Objects are blue, and here the objects are blue. We have the benches, the trees, and the poles are blue. Calculation surfaces and points. If you go to layers, here are the same, the same colors, the same layers we have exported. The names are not exactly the same, but they are the same. Here are the reference lines. Here is this one here, the calculation surfaces and points. And then This one here is for the contour. This one is for the isolines. This one is for, look, we have two layers for Lumineers. This one is for Luminaire 1 and this one is for the Luminaire 2. If we have chosen maybe, one layer for all Luminaires, we would have, had, just one layer. And then we have this one here, it says Luminaire list. We have two because we have two Lumineers, and then we have objects here, blue, and if you want to, to rename that, you can rename it, but it's not what we want exactly. What we need is, but first of all, because my file is a little bit heavy, I will go and freeze this layer here because it's the one that makes everything heavy because of those trees. And now it's, well, it's way better. Okay, now that we have exported everything and you know which is which, I will go and show you how and what elements I export exactly. So in a project like this, I export the site contours because I need it. I will tell you why. The Lumineers, this is why we are doing all this. Luminaire list, I can export it. Reference lines, no. Objects, no. Calculation surfaces and points, no, because I already have them in the documentation. Result table, no, I have it there. Isolines, no. Value charts, no. I only export these three here, and I say one layer per product type, and then you export it to the version you want. I will leave this one like this, and I say I can export it to, but first I need to go and close this one here, because if I don't close it, it will say that it's not gonna be possible to export it to an existing file. So I will go and say export to existing file, and then this one, and then it's gonna export it, and it's not gonna take as much time as it took in the first place. It's exported, and here's how it looks. It looks exactly the same as the first one, because the first one had everything, every layer, and this one here has just these three layers. The first and the second AutoCAD we have exported are all here, but we don't know it because they are just in the same position. If you want to know that, go to Contour. We have exported the first time and the second time. So go to it. If you click on it and delete it, there is another one. But maybe the same thing for Luminaire list. If we go ahead and delete one, there is another one remaining. But for objects, they are only exported in the first time. So if we go and delete a tree here, there is no tree left under it because it's not exported in the first time. And if you want to, to avoid that problem, you can, in the first place, export to a new file. Or if you didn't do it and you are in this stage, you can just go and use, this command here. It's the overkill command, and it's used to delete the duplicate objects. Let's maybe do it for this one here, but let's maybe for this one here, let's go and say delete duplicate objects. You can go and check all of these: color, layer, line type, scale, line weight, thickness, transparency, plot, style, material, etc. And then you can say OK. And if you click here, on this one, if you click on it and delete, there's only one, because we have deleted the overlapping objects. This is gonna take you some time, so it's I did this just to show you this command, but in general, it's just better to go and save this to a new file. Something like that. So just call it AutoCAD 2 and then okay. And then it's exported. Just two or 1 second. And then voila, here is it. We have the contour, we have the luminaires, we have the luminaire 1 and the luminaire 2, and then the luminaire list. And then let's move this one here a little bit down. Here is the results table, but we don't need it because we already have it in the documentation. So I will just go and delete it. And now I will go and show you something, because if you take a look here, you have one for this type of luminaire, and for this type here you have two. So because here it says the index is 1 and 2. If you go to DIALux and go to light luminaires, then here you have luminaire type index designation in DWG plan. So you can name it, I mean, like you want. So let's make it maybe Lum 1, maybe this type here, and let's go to this one here, click on it, and let's name it Lum 2 maybe. And then now this one is Lum 1 and this one is Lum 2. Let's go to export. Let's export it. Let's first export, well, yeah, let's export it to another file. Let's say 3 here, and then export. It's open now, and if you take a look, it has, I mean, the name we gave it here in the luminaire, Lum 2, and here it's Lum 1 and this one is Lum 2. It's magic. It helps a lot. And then the last step is go and open the AutoCAD that you got from your client in the first place. This is the drawing we have used to build all our project, and we need our luminaires to be on it, not on this one. This one here is not the best, AutoCAD to show to our client. So it's better to just go and copy those, luminaires and bring them here. So why I have exported this contour, it's because I will use it as, if you go and copy an element, for example, if you go and copy both, this designation and the luminaire, if you go, right click, you say clipboard, copy with base point. And if you don't have this contour here, you will be lost because you need a base point. So I will go, for example, and click yes. I click on this one and I look for a base point. Maybe the base point is this one here. So if I want to paste this luminaire here, I will not go and try to paste, copy and paste every luminaire, try to find where is the location, but I will say Control V, and it's gonna, it says specify insertion point. This is the point, and the luminaire goes to where it needs to go here. It's there. If we go back to this file here, it's the exact location. It's here, and on here, it's here. Great. Let's now go and do the same for all of them. And to do that, just select everything and deselect these contours. Press Shift and then deselect them like this. So like this, and yeah, these lines here in the middle. I have these numbers here. They are the numbers of the surfaces. This is 2, and here I am going to have a number somewhere. Yes, 1. And then this is the third surface. Yes, and the number is here. But I don't need all that. Now I have all the luminaires. No, not these ones here. I deselected them. I will select them by just, selecting them like this. Now we copy them using, you right click, you go to clipboard, and you copy them using a base point, or you just go Control plus Shift plus C. Let's do it like with Control Shift C, and it says specify base point. You can go and maybe you choose this point here as a base point, and then they are copied. Now go to the plan and get from the client. Let's go and delete this one because it's going to be repeated, and then press Ctrl V. As easy as that, and we have chosen this point here, and then boom, all of the luminaires go to their places. Magic. Look at them. Everyone is in its place, and we are going to send this plan to our client. It's the plan he sent us or she sent us, and then they are going to have the same plan but with the luminaires added. And if you go here to layers, we have these layers, and then we can maybe go and add this result table. We don't need it. I shouldn't have exported it, but it's okay. I deleted it. I will just go and copy this luminaire list, Control C. I can copy it with a base point, but it doesn't matter. So I'll just go like this and just paste it somewhere, maybe here. Control V, and then boom. And if it's big, you can go and make it a little bit small by scaling it, something like that, maybe. And then you move it again to this corner maybe, and then here's it. Looks okay. If you want to modify it or something, you can do whatever you want. This is the final result, and this is what the installers are going to look at for them to install these luminaires. Send the AutoCAD to your client like this, and if they are happy, come back and give my videos a thumbs up. And subscribe if you are not subscribed yet. And that's it for this video series. I will see you in other video tutorials that I will be uploading every week. Stay tuned and bye.